Hi, everybody. Nikki Smith here with the Coastal Currents podcast presented by Desatnik Real Estate. We have John Lynch here with the Lunch with Lynch Foundation. John, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Let's start off with a high five. I absolutely adore everyone over here at Desatnik. You guys have been such a great partner to what we do in the community. But I wear kind of two hats. You know, my one hat is I'm the Director of Sales and Entertainment for the Wildwoods Convention Center. I've been doing that for going into my 24th year.
Awesome.
And it's also my job is to bring people to the community, bring economic impact into the community. At the convention center, we generate about probably $50 million a year in economic impact in the community. And it's great. I mean, it impacts, rentals.
Right.
It impacts people buying houses. It impacts our hotels. It impacts our restaurants. Mm-hmm. It's just, I sleep well at night knowing that in my 24-ish years is that technically, if you take the 50 million and times it by the years I've been there, I'm a trillionaire.
It's pretty impressive.
So I'm pretty impressed that, and it's a team, man. The Wildwoods Convention Center is an awesome team,
right?
And we work real hard, and it's a nice economic impact on the community. And, we do so many different things, not just with the convention center, but with the tourism authority. And, we put on all the events that happen on the beach, and we help fund things. And it's just, and we're small. We're a small, tight-knit, group. And just really proud of everybody at Guatita. So everyone that's a part of Guatita, I want to say, hey, thank y'all. We rock. So that's kind of like what I do. And through that, I stumbled upon Lunch with Lynch.
What inspired Lunch with Lynch, and how has it kind of grown in the last 20 years? Well,
it was an accidental foundation for sure.
Okay.
I was, me, I'm all over. Give me a microphone, put me in front of people. I'm as comfortable as can be.
Right.
But they asked me to read during Read Across America. And I'm like, no, I don't read. They go, well, listen, we're going to give you the easiest book and the lowest grade. I went, okay. And I got the opportunity to go to Glenwood Avenue School, the lowest grade being pre-K. And even better, it was the ESL class. So most of the children were just learning English.
Perfect.
And I'm saying, all right, I got it. And then they gave me a book. It was called It's Okay to Be Different by Todd Parr. And Todd Parr is just an awesome human being. He writes some great stuff. And Todd changed my life. I tell him all the time, Todd, this book changed my life, because the book's awesome. It's about being, it's okay to be tall. It's okay to be small. It's okay to eat macaroni and cheese in the bathtub. And I'm reading this book. And as I'm reading this book, this one little girl gets up, speaks Spanish to me. And I looked at the teacher. I said, I think she wants to sit on my lap. And she goes, absolutely. So Millie is her name. And Millie gets on my lap, and I start reading the book, and she lays her head on my shoulder, right here, and I'm reading, and it was just really was nice. And I'm done with the book. She gets off, and she says something to me in Spanish and says mañana, which I realized meant, will you come back tomorrow?
That's
and
awesome.
That's what we did. I started coming back tomorrow and started just doing things, and I'd take my lunch break, and that's why it's called Lunch with Lynch. A lot of people think it's something I feed, people, and we do. We help with that. It's a big part of what we do. But Lunch with Lynch was I would take my lunch break and go to our schools and do what I do. And I'm very proud to say to Millie, who is now a senior in college, she has never made anything but an A from the time she was in pre-K to her college. And she is graduating.
You, Millie.
Millie, you are awesome. She's rocking. She's my co-founder of the Lunch with Lynch Foundation. So that's to you, Millie. That's to anyone out there. Be a success. She's the first one, I think, in her family to even graduate
from
high school. And now she's in college. And I love her. It's just unbelievable. It changed my life.
It's funny how one little choice like that has such a ripple effect on long term.
Without a doubt. And what really made Lunch with Lynch grow was, so when Millie went from pre-K to kindergarten, to first grade, to third grade, to fifth grade, to 12th grade, to college, that's why Lunch with Lynch kind of built.
Okay.
It started steamrolling, because now all of a sudden, I'm helping. It's crazy, this stuff. Like, people say, what do you do? And I'm like, gosh, I don't know. I mean, like
it's hard to kind of ballpark
it's
that.
so much. I mean, we buy books, we get author visits. I help, put field trips. I mean, it's just anything that we can do to make their experience
right
in and outside the classroom. And it started out mainly for our at-risk children, but now Lunch with Lynch is kind of in all the schools in Cape May County. And Cape Assist had peer leadership at the convention center yesterday. They bring in all the peer leaders from all the schools, about 500 children, and I'm telling you, I knew half of them. I mean, it was just crazy.
Yeah.
So, I'm just really blessed. Just the kids buy into it, the schools buy into it, the parents buy into it. It's awesome. I love going to Walmart or going somewhere in town and just, hey, Mr. Lynch. And parents call me Mr. Lynch. It's funny. It's like, I refer to myself as Mr. Lynch. Right. Sometimes I'll be talking to my sister, down lives in Alabama. I go, well, Mr. Lynch. And she goes, I mean, your brother.
Me.
So it's really, I got 20,000 kids. I mean, it's
How did you go from reading books in the classroom to what you do now? The full-blown Santa Claus.
It was, I got to blame a lot of it, and it's a good blame, on the teachers and the administration in the Wildwood School District. I mean, John Cummins, who's the superintendent of schools, said, hey, why don't you do a Halloween, a pumpkin run? And we can make some little bit of money, and then you can start doing some things. And did this pumpkin run, and it was amazing. Also now I have money in the bank, and I partnered with the FOP from Cape May County. They would hold the money, and then one day they said to me, they said, hey, you might want to think about becoming your own 501c3 because you got more money in the bank than we got.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And it was a process, man. Really, probably one of the hardest things I've ever done.
To become a 501c3.
To be a 501c3. I mean, now it's a lot easier. They've done some stuff really after Sandy to make becoming a charity easier. But I did it the old way and the hard way. And I think that makes me really, really respect, what we do and what our community does. And we just kind of take the lead. Like I'm doing something on Tuesday at one of the schools that has it was for November. They wanted to work on their attendance, so they had this thing where if you did not miss any days of school and you had one or two tardies, you get to go to this kind of party. And my job is just to rile the kids up, get them all fired up, and I'm bringing some items to give away, and it's just really cool. So
keep them involved and showing up for school.
Yeah. So, and then the same thing. And now, literally, Middle Township, Upper Township, Dennis Township, the Lower Township, or the Wildwoods. It's hard because I still manage my time as trying to take a lunch break.
Still only one person.
Yeah, take some time off. I'll take some vacation time to be able to do what I need to do. And if anything, that's where I've kind of really learned that God puts the right people in the right place at the right time for the right reason.
Right.
And that if you pay it forward and you try your best and you do things, it works. I mean, it so totally works.
Yep. There is, I think, something in the back of everyone's mind that keeps them going when things get tough. What do you think that is for you? Like, how do you keep pushing?
I don't have an answer. I really don't. It's just my DNA. For me.
Right. You're just hardwired to. Yeah.
I mean, I put a lot of time in my job.
Yeah.
I put a lot of time in my community, and it's a mix too. I mean, I think a lot of times what I'm doing in the community bodes well for what I do in my job in the community, and it's opened the door. What I wasn't prepared for, and it's hard, is through Lunch with Lynch, I've done a lot to help people in need. And a lot of times at the lowest times in their lives. Right. It's and I was doing so much for so many different people, and I said, I gotta the only thing I'm gonna do, on helping people with life-threatening illnesses is really children. Right. And I've helped a lot, and we've got so many great success stories, but we we lost Hurricane, and we lost Nikki, Cardi, we lost Jenny Farnan,
Right.
there's been those, and there's a mental toll to that. But
Absolutely.
God chose not to give, Vicki and I children. He chose to give us these thousands of children. So it's a little easier to be able to do, and because when I'm in, like when Hurricane was going through it, I'm there.
Doing
I'm a
everything
part
you
of the
can.
family. Same thing with Nikki, Cardi, with Jenny, just how involved I was.
Right.
But I think I can push it off somewhere. And I just go to the next thing, and then you have such great successes, and these children that fight cancer, and just they're just, I don't know, it makes me a better human being, and
Absolutely.
the big guy up there, I give a lot of credit to God on what I do and how I do it, and he kind of gives me that strength.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It is.
We have such amazing support from our community. I think everybody really rallies behind your cause. How do you think you were able to inspire such a collaboration of so many different people?
So I founded Lunch with Lynch on kindness, right? Kindness. I mean,
Yeah.
everything diverts from kindness, love, happiness, community,
Sure.
family. I mean, kindness is the best virtue. But I learned through doing what I do that trust is the greatest virtue you can have in life. Because once you gain the trust of your community, you see it in your marriage, you see it in your family, you see it in your friends, right? It is so hard to get yourself to that level of trust that is unconditional. And what stinks about unconditional trust, one little mistake and you can just lose it, right? And it's just, we're human, and so, when I first started, there was a lot, I was a hillbilly when I first started. I'd be like, hey, dadgummit, y'all want to give me some money? I'm going to go help feed these here people. And I go, who is this guy? I don't get it anymore, but people just go, what's your motivation? Like, what are you getting out of this?
Yeah. Why are you doing this?
And it's the love of doing it. It's the love of knowing that you're making a difference in the people. And when you stick at it long enough, you gain their trust.
Right.
And that's what I've been able, I think, personally to be able to do. I'm very upfront with, when you give me $100, I try to show where it goes on Facebook. Sometimes people say, you sure brag on what you do. And, it's not bragging. It's just, I just want people to know that, hey, you're trusting me to do something. Well, this is what I'm doing with it.
Right.
And I think the second thing is, and this is one of those where I look in the camera thing, that Cape May County is the most giving, the most kindest place I have ever seen on earth. I've traveled pretty much all around America and Europe. I grew up in Georgia. I lived in Hilton Head. I lived out in Snowmass Village, Colorado. And then I moved to Cape May County. And I'm not just talking about John. I'm talking anybody. We are the beef and beer capital of the world. We are the givers of the world. Whenever there's a need, it's amazing.
We rally.
It's amazing. It's truly amazing. And that's why, and I want to say thank you from any charity out there, or anybody that does something, try to help someone. It's amazing. It is truly amazing. And that's what makes living, I kind of moved here fighting and kicking 38 years ago. I'll never leave. This is my home, right?
It's a special little place.
It is a special place. And I so love being able to call it home.
Yeah.
And the people. And it's great. Like I said, my wife will not go to Acme with me, and she will not go to Wawa with me, because it takes me 45 minutes to get out.
So you're like the president.
So I'm like the president of the Wawa and the Acme. It's great. I have so many, I don't know, but I find myself, when I meet someone for the first time, I just put them up here.
Yeah.
I immediately, you're my best friend. And then you can work your way down, or most of them stay right up top. Then going, I hate let's kind of get, are they going to stay, or that's their deal, and work their way up. I mean, I'm all in. I'm all in at the beginning, and it's just really cool.
It's pretty fun to see from an outsider's perspective. Yeah. I remember just going to lunch with you, and the way that you greet the waiter, the bus guy, the whoever that you come across. Like you said, everybody is up here. Yeah. You have this contagious, kind heart that I think rubs off on a lot of people.
I love that saying where, everybody, we all put our pants on the same way.
Right.
We all tie our shoes the same way. We all should treat everybody the same. We're all God's children.
We're all in it together.
We're kind. I mean, it's just kind. And, it's not like just something I said, it wasn't because of Lunch with Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
That was because of Katie Lynch and Hugh Lynch, my mom and dad, that instilled that to my brothers and sisters, and my dad was very big in the philanthropic arena, is heavily involved with the United Way down in Atlanta he worked for the Bell Company, and he would be an executive farm loan. So I had a great leader and my dad, and my mom was just a beautifully kind human being.
Just a good human.
So I hope they're smiling.
I think so. Is there any one motto or quote that you kind of live by that really resonates with you?
Well, thumbs up for kindness. I mean, I truly believe this. I believe that God puts the right people in the right place at the right time for the right reason. Mm-hmm. And if you're ever presented to be the right reason, just be the right reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so easy. We all do it. You walk by somebody and they might need a helping hand or whatever it may be.
Right.
And
hold the door
for
somebody.
World, and it's just because it does come back. I see it. I live it. I mean, I have, all the kids always think like, I'm going to do something kind because I'm going to get $1 million, and I tell a story to the kids one time that I locked my keys in the car, right? And at a rental car. And it turned out, I called the rental car. It was going to take them like 2 hours to get to me to unlock it. She goes, oh, by the way, touch the side of the window. And I'm like, I thought she was punking me, and I didn't. It was before I ever saw the keyless lock come up. And It had the number. She goes, type in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my door opened.
There it went.
And I'm like, that's a comeback. Like that's
my good karma.
And since then, it was a Ford Explorer. I have, since that day, I bought a Ford Explorer, and I've bought about 20 of them from Bill Rogers over at Kindle ever since.
That's funny.
So,
circling back on your thumbs up for kindness, where did that come from? How did that?
Well, that's a great story. So Jenny Farnan, who is one of the just did the fundraiser for her. She's such a beautiful soul. She had brain cancer, and her thumb went numb. And what I do when I help people, I don't say, hey, tell me about your cancer. Oh my God, what's going on? I just want to be the guy from left field that I'm just your friend. Yep. Whatever you need a smile, you need a laugh. Unless you tell me, I have no clue where and what you are in your trials through going through a cancer. So Jenny's thumb went numb and found that she had cancer. I said, well, listen, this is what you do. Anytime you're down and you need a laugh or a smile or a doodle, send me the thumbs up emojicon, right? And that's what she would do. So then I started doing thumbs up for Jenny. And I'm like, and it was, everybody was doing it. It was awesome. We're doing her videos. She'd be getting chemo. She'd be in the hospital. I just ran and said, hey, thumbs up for Jenny. And they're like, hey, thumbs up for Jenny. And when she passed away, I didn't want to lose my connection to Jenny, right? Because I just one of those special people that came into my life that I
left
just
an
so
impact.
dearly love. Major impact. So I thought, I'm all about kindness. Well, let me do thumbs up with kindness. And I started doing that. So really, the thumbs up for kindness is my mission, but it's my way of honoring Jenny every time.
Jenny.
So anytime I do thumbs, like I know Miggy, I know her mom and dad knows.
Right.
So when they see all these kids doing this, and I don't know how many Christmas cards I ruin every year, because they'll say one of their kids will eventually, when they go, hey, smile, and the kid will do thumbs up, for kindness. It's awesome.
I had no idea that came from Jenny.
It's Jenny. It's my way of honoring Jenny every day.
That's really awesome.
I do a lot of thumbs up and stuff.
Right. What advice can you give to someone who wants to spark some kindness and some change in their own community?
Smile. Right? That's the most
Easy
contagious thing you do. You smile, it's like,
right.
You smile, right? I mean,
totally.
Behind the camera's Connor, they're looking at him. He's smiling, right? Start every day with a smile. Start every day by telling someone you love that you love them, right? Try to do something to go out of your comfort zone to make someone's comfort zone better. It doesn't matter how big or small the act of kindness is.
Right.
I mean, inspire people, inspire your children, hug your children, call your mom, and ask her for a recipe. I mean, there's so many things that you can do to inspire that kindness, but you got to be the spark.
Right.
And it's like a combustion engine, you create the spark and the engine starts running.
Yeah. It's a domino effect.
And people want to smile and be kind and happy.
Yeah. Like I said, your kindness is contagious, I think. People see what you do and they want to snowball on that. That's why you have such good involvement in the toy drive.
The toy drive.
Right.
The Lynch who sold Christmas from the Grinch. This is when I look at the camera again. Help! I need toys.
It's that time.
I have toy boxes all over kind of southern Cape May County. You go to lynchtoydrive.com. But we do a toy drive. It is amazing. I don't start it until Thanksgiving.
Right.
I'm starting a little early because Thanksgiving is a little late this year. But basically, I beg, I plead, and I ask people to give us toys, to put in our toy boxes, and in doing so, we sort them, we wrap them, we bag them, we deliver them. Our focus is Wildwood, though we do Middle Township and Lower Township. Heavily involved of working with the police department in Cape May City, in Lower Township, and over in Middle Township. They all do great work. All of our toys stay local, 100% local. I also would like to say, a lot of people think that Toys for Tots, you see their boxes all over the place. People think that they go out of the county. They don't. If you see a Toys for Tot box, put a toy in there. I mean, I'd love for you to put them in mine, but also put them in theirs, because between kind of the 4 or 5 of us, we're the ones that are really making a difference in the lives of kids that just need a little help.
How many kids do you think you were able to give toys to last year? Well,
last year we did 375 families, put us in and around about 900 kids or so. And then there's a couple of churches that I help out. I'm going to say we're definitely somewhere between 12 and 1,400.
That's pretty amazing. Kids
that get Christmas toys. And of the 350 to 375 families, which you and your kids are part of, your husband is hand delivered. We hand deliver them on Christmas Eve. We knock on a door, and there's a note in there, because what Santa Claus does is he gives me a list of people that need some help, and I didn't realize, but Santa Claus needs help. We
all need a little help.
There's Lynch Grinch toy drives all over the earth. So I've always wondered, how can Santa do it? He has a lot of helpers that can help out, and we thank those that help Santa. And we couldn't do what we do without
the community.
And I don't care if it's you're giving me one little jar of a fingernail polish, or you can see kind of some of the gifts that have been dropped off, or one of my favorite gifts that your daughter gave me, which was a clean, crisp $1 bill, and said that she wanted to give her allowance money to me so I could help a child that needed Christmas. So, that's right. If someone says, why do you do it? What do you get out of it? Harper giving me a hug and giving me that $1.
She snuck that $1 behind her back out of the house,
you didn't even
too.
know it. Yeah. It was beautiful. I mean, it was just...
She's kind of cute.
She's a spark plug.
That's for sure. Yeah. That's awesome. And you help kids, babies, all the way up to 18, right?
Primarily, we really ask for people to help us with kids 6 and over.
Okay.
Everybody loves to buy 6 and under because it's easy.
Right.
We need board games. We need arts and crafts. We need football, baseballs, basketballs. Gift cards. You can go online and donate, and we'll buy what we need.
Mm-hmm.
But if people could kind of think 6 and older, and things that that they would like to open up on Christmas morning.
Absolutely.
And I'll have I put a more comprehensive list together that I throw on the web page and or Facebook. So.
And you said people can donate right on your site,
and you can donate
right
on the site. A lot of people do that. I mean, I'm blessed every year to probably get, I don't know, about $25,000 in donations from everybody, because you got to think it's wrapping papers, the boxes, the gifts, batteries. I mean, my goodness,
batteries
you can go
are
to
a
the
big
Poor
one.
Farm, and I love remote control cars, so they need batteries. So it's really, and then we have events. We got some great events coming up. We do a kickoff with the Mud Hen. I do a Pinch the Grinch run on the boardwalk. So the Mud Hen's on the 7th. On the 14th is our Pinch the Grinch. The following weekend, on the 15th, we do Santa the Grinch at Key West Cafe. You bring a toy, they give you free breakfast. I do a guest bartending night at Mulligan's. There's just all sorts of little things that we do to work at. I'll do whatever it takes to get a gift.
To get out there and raise some money or some presents.
Without a doubt.
Aside from the toy drive, what other events do you have coming up in 2025?
Well, we got Freezapalooza. That's going to happen the last week. I go from Christmas to Freezapalooza.
Right into it.
Just like no stopping. And then it's great. I love what we do with the DeSatnick Foundation on the beach where Life Rolls On, where
it's
we're
one of my favorite events of the year.
Spinal injuries out, and then just things pop up. Like
Right.
I'll be heavily involved in our schools and doing whatever they need, and just kind of putting out what I say, just paying it forward.
How did you become the master auctioneer that you are today?
I made the massive. Remember the Delta Lady, the paddle boat that used to run out of Wildwood?
Yeah.
Well, there was a man that had a big beard, and he used to play the guitar, or he had a banjo. And I don't sing. I don't sing. Something got me. There's a song it's an old Southern song, like, you get a line, I get a pole, honey. You get a line, I get a pole, babe. It's an old fishing song. And I started singing it while he played it on banjo, but then I started rapping it.
Oh, boy.
And I pulled it off. I don't know. It was like God goes, all right, you can rap for 8 seconds.
Yeah.
And everybody was laughing. And Crenny D'Antonio, who does the special services auction, said, "Oh my gosh, would you be our auctioneer?" And I'm like, yeah,
sure.
Sure, whatever. And then I forgot about it. And she goes, "Hey, I need, don't forget, Friday." And I'm like, "Friday what?" And so every morning in the shower, I'd go, "I'm at $25, I'm at $50, I'm at $75, I'm at that." And I did good at it. It was just funny. And at that time I was more Southern, so I'd talk like this, And so then all of a sudden I got that microphone and I go 25, 30, 40, 60, 70, 80, like just out of nowhere.
There it went.
And I'm proud to say, because of people that raise their hand and say, "All right, I will pay for this." I'm going to say that in Cape May County, and also what I do with Ron Jaworski, I did some stuff with Zach Ertz and some other guys that raised some big money. That our local community, mainly Cape May County and part of Southern New Jersey, I think in the 20 some odd years I've been doing it, we've raised over $3 million. And that
right on.
Awesome. It's really, it's really.
You made a pretty big impact.
And Freezapalooza is really fun because I'm doing it on a bar with 800-900 people in that room, 2 floors. It's loud, and it's amazing. We made a lot of money for Jenny, to help Jenny out from that particular event. So it's fun. I enjoy doing it.
Just really one of those funny things that fell in your lap.
Who knows? Everyone has a hidden talent, right? I thought mine was being funny, but it was I'm pretty good at getting money out of people's pockets.
That's a good skill.
It really is, and it's fun, and it just.
I have one last important question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think is an example of the miracle of Christmas? Since we're talking about toys and Santa.
I think the breath we take every moment, right? That's the miracle. That's without oxygen, we can't do anything, right? So it's such a blessing to have that we live in a place that allows life, and we cherish life. And this year I have two people that are really close to my heart. I have Eva Elise de la Cruz, who's a young lady that was an original Lunch with Lynch kid. She's 20 years old, 3 months pregnant, and she has a seizure. They take her to the hospital. Long story made short, she has brain cancer.
Oh my God.
So she's 3 months pregnant. She goes through a 6-hour operation where she has to be awake for a lot of it, and comes through like with flying colors, goes through radiation, and then she needs chemotherapy. And the doctor says, you're gonna have to abort your child. We want to start things. And she goes, no. She goes, God gave me a gift. I'm not giving up this gift. And so she went through most of the pregnancy. Her doctors put her on some some holistic type medicine and whatever. And she delivered a unbelievably handsome young man. And she goes to get her MRI, and her tumor should have gotten bigger because she hasn't had the chemo, and it actually shrunk. Right?
Just gave me the chills.
It's unbelievable. And she said, God gave me a gift, and I'm keeping this gift. And it looks like God gave her a gift. So she is still doing the holistic medicine. She's changed her diet. She's just awesome. She's beautiful. She's a Lower Township resident. She went to Cape May Tech. I mean, she's beautiful, and she's a mom. And
she's got a brand new baby.
She has a brand new baby. That's a miracle. And another miracle is a young lady that when you say, like, why do you do what you do, it just kind of falls in my lap. And we had a woman that was a part of a violent crime in our community. This young lady from Lithuania, Velta, was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and was a victim of a gunshot wound to her head.
It's awful.
And her miracle is the paramedics were 1 minute away. They saved her life.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
Right place, right time. Right? They rush her up to the hospital Saturday night. Lo and behold, who's the doctor on duty? But the neurologist, right? Well, it could have been the toe doctor, right?
Yeah.
But it's him. He says, we're gonna save your life. And this young lady because with this uncertainty with a brain, you just don't know.
Absolutely.
And I go see her pretty much almost every week. We did a GoFundMe that really the Lithuanian community supported, and I would go up and just spend time with them on Sunday because it was just her mom, her grandmother, and Vilta. And her father, they have other kids, so that, dad wasn't able to come over. So I just tried to be a male presence in her life. And we just have an incredible bond. And every day she just got a little better and a little better and a little better. And I'm not a crier. And I did everything I could to bite my lip when she showed me the first day that she could walk, right? And so she's healed. She still has a long way to go. But I was able to witness her and her mom walk through TSA as they were allowed to go home to Lithuania. So
it's pretty amazing.
So Velta, hey, there's a lot of people in America that love you and are proud of you, and I just want to let you know, man, thumbs up. And Velta, her name is Velta, but it translates into the word hope in English. So you are hope. So Grazina and Lena and everybody, I send a hello. So I'm dedicating this Christmas to Evelise and to Vilta. I mean,
I love that.
That's my motivation. And to wrap this up for you is just always be kind, pay it forward, do the right thing, be a good steward in your community, and be careful, what you do, because people are watching you and people are looking at you. So there's a thing I love to do. Maybe you can inspire your children with this. And I do this at schools. Is I put a smiley face on my thumb, and I inspire children while they're wearing that thumb on their finger, on their thumb, to pay it forward, to be nice, to be kind, to do things. And then when it rubs off, you can stop. But the true act of kindness is that when it rubs off, you continue to do that. So you have a little black pen right there.
Sure
So would
do.
you like to put a little smiley face?
I'll trade you.
Your thumb. It's going to be the prettiest thumb out there. Let me give you some hair.
My kids are going to have some questions.
That's all right. And then we look at the camera, and we just say thumbs up for kindness. 1, 2, 3.
Thumbs up for kindness.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you so much. LynchToyDrive.com. God bless America. Hug and love your kids. I love you, buddy.
Love you too.